Hey, I've been getting codes for my rear wheel speed sensors on the Saturn Ion, and I just put a new rear end in, and its code is on both wheels, which it may have been there before, I don't know. I didn't check the codes for a couple of years. I'm just trying to fix them now, but I disconnected the wiring harness where it goes in to the passenger compartment there, and just stuck a couple of old pins in here to run it over to my scope, because I want to check not only the wheel sensor, but this harness that's been under here for 300,000 miles, and I want to check both wheels. I really don't want to have to replace those wheel sensors. You have to replace the whole bearing, and I just fought to put those brakes back together yesterday, so hoping that the wheel sensors are good and it's just this cable. Okay, here goes. I'm going to spin the wheel, which I have off, and we're going to watch the scope. And hopefully, yep. Okay, so it looks like the wheel sensor is good and the cable is good, at least as it's sitting right now. I might have to try to wiggle that around a little bit and try to see if it's intermittent, but looks like it's got a pretty good signal. This is half volt per division, so it's 1 volt peak to peak or a little more. Alright, try the other side. Okay, I've got the pins in the connector for the other wheel, and looking under the car to the scope, so I can't bring the scope all the way over, but I'll spin this wheel, see how this one looks. Okay, that looks good. That looks like it might be a little stronger, maybe 1.5 volts. I don't know, maybe I just spun it harder, but it seems like that's good enough for the signal, so maybe the problem's elsewhere. Okay, I've got the left wheel spinning, and I disconnected the connector from the brake module, and I found this handy chart online that shows the pinout, and so I'm on 7 left rear wheel speed sensor signal, and 17 the low of that, and when I spin the wheel I get a signal, so it's making it up to the connector. This isn't really good news because I'm afraid it's something with the module. Anyway, I'll check the right wheel. Okay, that's the right wheel. I moved my little wires over, so I'm on 8 right rear wheel speed sensor low, and 19 right rear wheel speed sensor signal. So it's making it up to this connector. I was hoping that it wouldn't, and next hope was that it was corroded or something, and it's not. So I'm not sure if there's anything else besides this module left to be at fault. I guess there's one other faint hope. I have a 14-inch or 15-inch wheel on the front and a 16-inch wheel on the back. So the speed sensors are going to give, different readings front to back, but reading the codes, it sounds like it's set if there's no signal at all on one wheel and a signal on the other, or something like that. It doesn't seem like a 5% variation would do it, but I could try putting the same size tires on both and run it around and see if I still get the code. Okay, I took the anti-lock brake controller off of the valve assembly in my car, and I got this eBay version here for $30, and I'm going to take the module off and swap it, because I think the problem with my check engine light and the wheel sensors is in the module, since I traced the wheel sensor signal all the way up to the connector here, and it looks good. I'm going to try putting this module on. It's got these hex Torx, external Torx bolts on it that look like they're going to twist off, but they actually came out easily. So hopefully that's going to solve my problem.